Friends of this country and servants to the Danish king, sit down while let us assail your ears that are so fortified against our story.
What art thou that usurpest this time of night, together with that fair and warlike form with which the majesty of very Denmark did sometimes march? By heaven, I charge thee! Speak! If thou hast sound or any use of voice, speak with me. The dawn is breaking over that hill in the east, turning the sky red. Speak! Speak! By heaven, I charge thee! Speak! Break I the watch up, and upon my advance let us impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet, for, on my life, this spirit, dumb to us, will speak to him. Do you consent we shall acquaint him with it, as needful of the love befitting our duty?
Though the death of our old king still lay green in our minds, the death of Hamlet the Elder, my brother, we have mourned as is appropriate to our custom. Our whole kingdom has laid its heart out in grief, and we have been united in woe. And yet, trampled as we are in our grief, the wheels of the cart continue to turn. The future must be prepared for. In remembering our old king, we must also remember we have a new one. In order to secure the position and stability of this great nation, I have taken to marrying my past sister-in-law, now my wife, Gertrude, who remains Queen of Denmark. In the happiness of marriage, but in the sadness of a funeral, I take my brother's wife with despondent delight. I must thank you all for your wise words advising this union. I would not have it that your counsel fall deaf on this newly crowned head. And now, I must speak to you all with the gravest of tones. Young Fortinbras of Norway, supposing this fresh king weak, or perhaps that the death of our beloved monarch has thrown Denmark into chaos, as if it were a weaker state, has petitioned this great nation into returning those lands lost by his father to my valiant brother. He clearly thinks highly of his imagined advantage. Here is the strategy for which I called this meeting. I've written here a letter to Fortinbras's uncle, still regent of Norway. Fortinbras's uncle and king lies bedridden and knowing nothing of his nephew's purpose against this country. The levies, nobles, and all the provisions that Fortinbras intends to use to threaten us with lie under the command of his uncle, and this letter details Fortinbras's treasonous designs. Therefore, to deliver this crucial correspondence, I send you, good Cornelius, to deliver this and greetings to Norway. I give you the power to do this only. You must limit your actions in Norway only to this task. I pray you make haste, for that must commend your duty.
In this, and in all other things, I will show my duty to you, my lord.
We doubt it not. Farewell. And now, Laertes, what do you have to tell me? I hear you have a favour to ask of me, Laertes. What is it? You must never speak reason to the King of Denmark and find your voice beginning to wane. What is it, Laertes? What could you ask that I would not impart upon you? Your father is no closer to the throne of Denmark than is this hand to mine head, nor my heart to my mouth. What wouldst thou have of me, Laertes?
My dread lord, I want your leave and favour to return to France, which I left to come to Denmark to show you my duty in your coronation. Yet now I must confess, that duty done, my thoughts and wishes bend again toward France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon.
Have you your father's leave? What says Polonius?
He hath, my lord, wrung from me my slow leave by laboursome petition, and at last, upon his will, I seal my hard consent. I do beseech you, give him leave to go.
In that case, Laertes, leave when you like and spend your time how you wish. I hereby grant your request. I hope you enjoy your time in France. And now, Hamlet, my nephew and my son.
More than kin and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds of grief still hang over you so publicly?
Tis not so, my lord. Too much in the sun.
My dear Hamlet, cast thy nighted colour off, and let thine eye shine like a friend on Denmark. Thou cannot spend thy whole life looking to the ground, remembering thy noble father. 'Tis common. All that lives must die in passing through nature through eternity.
Ay, madam, it is common.
If it be so, why seems it so particular to thee?
Seems. Nay, madam, it is. I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, no, nor the fruitful river in the eye, nor the dreadful haviour of the visage, no, with all together, with all forms, moods, shapes of grief, they can denote me truly, for these may seem for their actions that a man might play. But I have within, which passeth show, these are but the trappings and suits of woe.
It is sweet and naturally commendable for you to mourn your father so, Hamlet, but you must remember that your father lost his father, who lost his father before him, and each and every time every son has had to mourn his father for the appropriate period before returning to their royal duties. To persevere in obstinate condolement shows an impious stubbornness. 'Tis an unmanly grief. It shows a will incorrect to heaven, a mind unfortified, a heart impatient, and a sense most vulgar not to understand that this is the normal actions of this world, and to let it take over your... Fie! 'Tis a fault to heaven, a fault against the dead, a fault to nature, to reason most absurd, whose common death is the death of fathers, and who hath cried since the death of the first father to all those who have died today, this must be so. I beg of you, throw this unending woe to the earth, and think of me as your father. Denmark and the world knows you are the most immediate to our throne. I hold a no less noble love for you than any father to his son. We beg of you, do not go back to school in Wittenberg. Remain here. It is most retrograde to our desires. Remain in this court, the highest member, my nephew, and my son.
Answer thy prayers, Hamlet. Go not back to Wittenberg.
In all my best I shall obey, ma'am.
Why, it is a loving and fair reply. Come, madam, this gentle and unforced agreement from Hamlet sits in my smiling heart, and I shall drink to the merriment of the entirety of Denmark. It shall be heard from the heavens. Come, let us depart.
This too sullied flesh would melt, thaw and resolve itself into a dew, or that the everlasting had not set its cannon against self-slaughter, Oh God. God! How weary, stale, flat and unprofitable seem to me all the uses of this world. A fie on it. Fie! 'Tis an unweeded garden that grows the seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely. That it should come to this. But not 2 months, no, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king that was to this, Hyperion to a satyr, so loving to my mother that he beteemed not the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. God, do I have to remember that? She would hang on him as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on. Yet within a month. Let me not think on it. Frailty, thy name is woman. Within a month, ere yet the little shoes she wore with which she followed my poor father's body, like Niobe, all tears, and she, even she, God, a beast with want of discourse of reason would have mourned longer, marries with my uncle, my father's brother. But no more alike he than I to Hercules. Within a month, ere yet the salt from most unrighteous tears had left the flushing of her gallied eyes, she marries. Oh, most wicked speed, to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets, it is not, nor cannot come to any good. But break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
Our duty to your lordship?
I am glad to see thee well. Horatio, or do I forget myself?
Yes, the same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
My good friend. I'll change the name with you. And what have you from Wittenberg, Horatio?
Truant's disposition, my good lord.
Nay, I would not hear your enemy say so, nor will you do mine without violence. I know you are no truant. Come, what is your affair in Elsinore? We'll teach you to drink deep ere you depart.
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
Pray thee, do not mock me, fellow student. Methinks it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift. Thrift, Horatio. My father. Methinks I see my father.
Where, my good lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
My lord, I think I saw him yesterday.
Saw who?
My lord the king, your father.
Ah, the king, my father. The king, my father.
Season your admiration, for while with an attendant ear I may deliver this marvel unto you.
Oh, for God's love, let's hear it.
Look, 2 knights, 2 gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, upon their watch in the dead waste in the middle of the night, have been thus encountered, a figure like your father. And I with them upon the 3rd night did keep their watch, as they had delivered, both in time, form of the thing, each word made true and good, the apparition comes. I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
Where was this?
My lord, upon the platform where we watch.
It is very strange.
As I do live, my honoured lord, 'tis true. And we thought it writ down in our duty to let you know of it.
Indeed. Indeed, but this troubles me. Keep you the watch tonight.
I do, my lord.
Armed, you say?
Armed, my lord.
From top to toe?
My lord, from head to foot.
Then saw you not his face?
Oh no, I did, my lord. He wore his visor up.
What looked he frowningly?
Countenance more in sorrow than in anger.
Pale or red?
Nay, very pale.
Fixed his eyes upon you?
Most constantly.
I would I had been there.
It would have much amazed you.
Very like. I will Take watch tonight, perchance it will walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it do assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it. Though hell itself may bid, I keep my peace. Fare you well. Twixt 11 and 12? I'll visit you.
Our duty to your honour.
And yours, like mine to you. Farewell.
Yeah! My necessaries are embarked. Farewell. And sister, as winds give you benefit and convey his assistant, do not sleep. Let me hear from you.
Do you doubt it?
As for Hamlet, yeah, and the trifling of his favour, consider it a flirtation, a violet in the youth of primy nature. Forward, not permanent, sweet, not lasting. The perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more.
No more, but
Think
so.
it no more. Perhaps he loves you now, and may only have the best intentions, but you must fear. His greatness weighed, his will is not his own, for he himself is subject to his birth. Fear it, Ophelia, fear it. My dear sister, keep you in the rear of your affection, out of the shot of danger and desire, for I have seen the way you look upon him. Promise me, do not unmask your beauty to him. Even the purest maidens escape not a poor reputation. Children born of fleeting passions are viewed as diseased and are taken from you just as quickly as they are judged. Be wary, then. Best safety lies in fear. Youth to itself rebels, though none else near.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep as a watchman to my heart. But, good my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst thou, like a puffed and reckless libertine, the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own reed.
Fear me not. Stay too long, but here my father comes. A double blessing is a double grace.
Get here, Laertes. Aboard, for shame! The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There. My blessing season this in thee. And in these few precepts thy memory. Look now, character. Give thy thoughts no tongue, nor any unproportioned thought his act. Those friends thou hast and their adoption tried, grapple them unto thy soul with hoops of steel. But do not dull thy palm with entertainment of each newly hatched, unfledged comrade. Beware entrance to a quarrel, but, being in, bear it that the opposed may beware of thee. Give every man thy ear, but few thy voice. Take each man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Costly thy habit as thy purse can buy, but not expressed in fancy. Rich, not gaudy. For the apparel oft proclaims the man, and they in France of best rank and station are of a most select and generous chief in that. Neither a borrower nor a lender be, for loan oft loses both itself and friend, and borrowing dulls the edge of husbandry. But this above all, to thine own self be true, and it must follow, as the night the day, thou canst not be false to any man. There, my blessing season this in thee.
Most humbly do I take thy leave, father.
Farewell, your servants, they tend.
Farewell. Ophelia, remember well what I've said to you?
'Tis in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
What is it he hath said to you, Ophelia?
So please you, Father, something pertaining to the Lord Hamlet.
Marry, well bethought. If it be so as so 'tis put on me, and that in the way of caution, you do not understand yourself so well as it behooves my daughter and your honour. What is between you? Give me up the truth.
He hath, my lord, of late made many tenders of his affections towards me.
Affection. Damn! You speak like a green girl, unsifted in such perilous circumstance. Do you believe these tenders, as he calls them?
I do not know, my father, what I should think.
Alright, then I'll teach you. Think yourself a baby that you obtain these tenders for true pay, which are not sterling. Tender yourself more dearly, or not to crack the wind of a poor phrase running thus, you'll tender me a fool.
Father, he hath importuned me with love in an honourable fashion.
Ah, fashion you may call it. Go to. Go to.
I shall obey, my lord.
Yeah, bite shrewdly. It is very cold.
It is a nipping and an eager air.
What hour now?
Methinks lacks 12. What means this, my lord?
The king doth wake tonight and take his rouse. He keeps swaggering in upswing reels, and as he drains his draughts of Rhenish down, the kettlebell and trumpet player do bray out the triumph of his pledge.
Look, my lord, it comes.
Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin damned, bring with thee airs from heaven or blasts from hell, be thy intents wicked or charitable in nature. Thou comes in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I will call thee Hamlet, King, Father, Great Dane. Oh, answer me, let me not burst in ignorance, but tell why thy canonized bones, hearsed in death, have burst from their cerements. Why the sepulchre?
Oh, you shall not go, my lord!
Unhand!
Be ruled, you shall not go!
My fate cries out, and makes each nerve in my body as hardy as the Neman lion's nerve. Still I am called.
My lord, I beg of you!
Unhand me! Or I will make a ghost of she who lets me. I say away. Go forth, I'll follow.
He waxes desperate with imagination.
Where wouldst thou take me? Speak, I'll go no further.
Mark me.
I will.
My hour is almost come, when I to sulphurous and tormenting flames must render up myself.
Alas, poor ghost.
Pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak, I am bound to hear.
So art thou to avenge what thou shalt hear?
What?
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain time to walk the night, and for the day confined to fast in fires till the foul crimes done in thy days of nature are burnt and purged away. But that I am forbid to tell the secrets of my prison house. I can tell a tale unfold whose lightest word would harrow thy soul, freeze thy young blood. Make thy two eyes like stars start from their spheres, thy knotted and combined locks to part, and each particular hair to stand on end like the quills upon the fearful porcupine. But this eternal blazing must not be to ears of flesh and blood. Listen, listen, oh listen, if thou dost ever thy dear father love.
Oh God!
Revenge his soul, and most unnatural murder.
Murder!
Murder most foul, as it is best it is, but this most foul, strange and unnatural.
Hasten! loosen me to hear that I, like wings of meditation or thoughts of love, may sweep to my revenge.
I find thee apt. 'Tis now given, though now Hamlet here, 'tis that of thy sleeping orchard. Everyone was told a poisonous snake bit me when I was sleeping in the orchard, but in fact, that's a lie. That's fooled everyone in Denmark. You should know, my noble son, the real snake that stung your father is now wearing his crown.
Oh, my prophetic soul, my uncle.
Yes, that incestuous, vulturous animal. With his clever words and fancy gifts, he seduced my seemingly virtuous queen, persuading her to give in to his lust. They were evil words and gifts to seduce her like that. Oh, Hamlet, how far she fell. From me, whose love was that of dignity, that it went hand in hand even with the vow I made her in marriage, and to decline upon a wretch whose natural gifts were poor, to those of mine, but virtue as it never will be moved, through luminous court in the shape of heaven, so lust, though to a radiant ancient wind, will state itself in a celestial bed, and prey on garbage. But soft, methinks, I scent the morning air. So let me be brief here. Your uncle snuck up to me while I was sleeping in the orchard, and as I always have used to do in the afternoon, poured a vial of the heavenly poison in my ear. That poison that moves like quicksilver through the veins and curdles the blood, which is just what it did to me. I broke out a scaly rash that covered my small body with a revolting crust. And that's how my brother robbed me of my life, my crown, my queen, all at once. He cut me off in the middle of a sinful life. I had no chance to repent my sins or see last rites. It's horrible, horrible, so horrible. If you're human, don't stand for it. Don't let the Danish king's bed be a nest for incest. But wherever you go about your revenge, don't corrupt your mind or do any harm to your mother. Leave it to God forever did. Now adieu. The glowworm's light is beginning to fade, so morning is near. Adieu, adieu, adieu. Remember me.
Oh, all you host of heaven, of earth, what else? Shall couple with hell if I remember thee? I, poor ghost, as memory still holds table in this distracted globe, I shall remember thee.
Swear.
I swear.
Swear.
Oh, rest, a perturbed spirit.
Swear.
As grace and mercy is your most need, I have sworn to remember thee. I swear.
How now, Ophelia? What's the matter?
Oh, Father, I have been so affrighted.
With what, in the name of God?
Father, as I was sewing in my closet, the Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all unbraced, no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled, down-givered, and ungartered to his ankle, his face as pale as his shirt, and his knees knocking together, with a look so piteous and purpose as if he had been loosed out of hell to speak of horrors, he comes before me.
Mad for thy love? Mad for thy love?
Mad for thy love?
Oh, Father, I do not know, but truly I do fear it.
He tells me, sweet Gertrude, that he hath found the source and head of all your son's distemper. Do you think 'tis true?
It may be. It certainly may be.
At such a time, I'll loose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind an arras then. If he be not in love with her, and from his reason not fallen thereon, let me be no assistant for state, but keep a farm and carters.
We shall try it.
My honoured lord!
My most dear lord!
My excellent friends, Guildenstern, Rosencrantz, good friends, how art thou?
As indifferent children of the earth.
Happy that we are not over happy. On fortune's cap, we are not the very button.
'Tis no such matter. I will not sort you with my other servants, for Speak like honest men. I am dreadfully offended. But in the beaten way of friendship, what make you at Elsinore?
Why, to visit you, my lord. No other reason.
Beggar that I am poor, even in thanks, and be sure, friends, I am thankful, though my thanks are but worth a halfpenny. What are you sent for? Is this of your own inclining? Is it free visitation? Come, deal justly with me. Nay, come, speak.
What shall we say, my lord?
Why, anything but to the purpose. You were sent for, and there is a kind of confession in your looks which your modesties have not craft enough to colour. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
I'll try and get it.
My lord, we were sent for.
And I shall tell you why. So shall my anticipation prevent your discovery. And your secrecy with the king and queen moult no feather. Man delights not me. No, nor women neither. But by your smiling you seem to say so.
My lord, there was no such stuff in my thoughts.
Then why did you laugh when I said man delights not
Well,
me?
to think, my lord, if you delight not in man, what Lenten entertainment the players shall receive from you? We coated some on the way, and hither they are coming to offer you service.
What plays are they?
The ones you used to take delight in, the tragedians from the city.
How comes it their travel, their residence, both in profit and reputation, was better in both ways?
Things have changed, and it's easier for them on the road now.
Well, come with your hands, lest my extent to the players be more like entertainment than yours. The ceremony of welcome is more fashion, and in this garb, let me extend it to you. That in this, you are welcome, friends.
Thank you, my lord.
But where be the players?
They are coming.
When? Oh,
there they are.
Masters, you are welcome. Masters all. Oh, old friend, thy face has valance since last I see. Come you to bid me in Denmark. Oh, and my lady and mistress, by a lady, your ladyship is closer to heaven than last I saw. By the altitude of Chopin. Pray, oh God, your voice like a piece of uncurrent gold. Let it not be cracked within the ring. Masters all, you are welcome to Elsinore. We'll have a speech straight. Come, sir. There was a speech I heard thee speak once, though it was never acted, for it pleased not the million, though I did chiefly love one passage. If it live in your memory, it be the tale of Aeneas to Dido on the topic of Priam's slaughter. If it live in your memory, begin at this line. The rugged Pyrrhus, the Hicarian slaughter. It is not so. It begins with Pyrrhus. Rugged Pyrrhus, with sabled arms. No, not. It is the rest my memory fumbles. Sir, these spectators are yours. Please, the speech come to Hecuba. It is well. I'll have thee speak the rest soon. A lord?
We'll be with you, gentlemen.
Bid the players, please.
Players are come hither, my lord.
Oh, so each actor came on his ass?
Upon mine honour.
Who be these players?
The best actors in the world, my lord. Either for tragedy, comedy, history, pastoral. Tragical, comical, historical, pastoral. Tragical, comical, historical, pastoral. pastoral, comical, scene indivisible, poem unlimited. Seneca could not be too heavy, nor Plautus too light. For the law of writ and liberty, these are the only men.
Oh, Jephthah, judge of Israel, what a treasure hadst thou!
What treasure had he, my lord?
Why, one fair daughter, and no more, that he loved passing well.
Still my daughter, I see.
Am I not right, though, old Jephthah?
If you call me Jephthah, what a treasure am I?
Nay, that follows not.
What follows then, my lord?
Well, forelocked by God what? And then the first row with the pious chance will tell you more. For look you, please, bid the players haste, and hear you, use them well. It were better that your epitaph after death be bad than their ill report in life.
I will use them according to their desert, my lord.
God's bodykin, sir, much better. If every man were used to his desert, none would escape a whipping. I bid thee, please. The less they deserve, the more is in your bounty. Please, take them in.
Come, sirs.
Go, my friends, follow that lord. I bid thee, sir. Dost thou hear me? Dost thou know the murder of Gonzago?
I know.
We'll have tomorrow night. If, for a need, you could study a speech of some 12 or 16 lines if I were to set down and insert into it, could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Follow that lord, and do not mock him. Now, my friends, you are welcome to Elsinore. Though my uncle, father, and aunt, mother are deceived.
In what way, my lord?
I am but mad, north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw. Good night with you.
Okay, thank you, my lord.
Now I am alone. What a rogue and peasant slave am I. Is it not monstrous that this player here could, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, force his soul so through his own conceit that by her working all his visions went? Tears in his eyes, distraction in that aspect, with broken voice, with all function suiting to the form, and all for nothing. The Hecuba. Who's Hecuba to him? Or he to Hecuba that he would weep for her? What would he do had he cue and motive for passion that I have? He would drown the stage in tears, cleave the general's ear with horrid speech, make mad the guilty, appall the free, and confound indeed the ignorant, and amaze indeed the very eyes and ears. Yet I, a dull and muddied metal rascal, peak like a John o' Dreams, unpregnant to my cause, can say nothing. No, not of a king, upon whose estate and dear life a damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Who calls me villain, beats my pate across, plucks my beard and blows it in the face, tweaks me by the nose, gives me lie as deep as to the lungs? Who does me this, huh? Sounds I should take it, for it cannot be that I am pigeon-livered and lack gall to make oppression bitter. Yet I should have fatted all the region's kites with this slave's offals. Oh, bloody, bawdy villain, remorseless, lecherous, treacherous, unkind villain! Oh, vengeance! What an ass am I. Oh, this is most brave. But I, the son of a dear father murdered, prompted to my revenge by heaven and hell, must, like a whore, unpack my heart with words and fall like a very drab scullion. Oh, out my brain. I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have, by the very cunning of the scene, been so moved to the soul that they have presently proclaimed their malefactions. Murder, though it hath no tongue, will speak with most miraculous organ. I'll have the plays play something of the murder of my father to the king. I'll observe his looks. I'll tempt him to the quick. If he do but blench, I'll know my course. For the spirit I have seen may be the devil, for the devil hath the power to seem a pleasing shape, and in my weakness and melancholy, as such spirits are known to do, he may abuse me to damn me. I'd have grounds more relative than this. The play's the thing wherein I'll capture the conscience of the king.
And can you, by no drift of conference, get from him why he puts on this confusion, grating so harshly all his days of quiet with turbulent and dangerous lunacy?
My lord, he does confess he feels himself distracted, but from what cause he will by no means speak.
Nor do we find him forward to be sounded, but with a crafty madness remains aloof, when we would bring him on to some confession of his true state.
Did he receive thee well?
But with much
like a gentleman.
forcing of his disposition.
He didn't ask questions, but of our demands was most free in his reply.
Did thee try tempting him with any pastime?
Madam, it so fell out that certain players we overwrought on the way. Of these we told him, and there did seem in him a kind of joy to hear of it. They're about the court, and I think they have already ordered this knight to play before him.
It is most true. And he did beseech me to entreat your majesties to come and see the matter.
It sits well in my heart to hear he is so interested. Good gentleman, please work to sharpen his interest further. Let this play do him some good.
We shall, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too, for we have quickly sent for Hamlet hither, that he, as 'twere by accident, may affront Ophelia. Her father and I, justifiably acting as spies, shall wait in this room and see whether or not it is truly madness that is making him suffer.
Yes, I shall obey thee. Answer thou, Ophelia. I pray thy beauty is a reason for Hamlet's wildness, as I hope thy virtues retain him sane once more, for both thy honours.
Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, walk you here. Gracious, so please you. We will bestow ourselves. Read upon this book, that show of such an exercise may colour your loneliness. We're off to blame in this. 'Tis too much proved that with devotion's visage and pious action we do sugar o'er the devil himself.
'Tis too true. How smart a lash that speech doth give my conscience. Harlots, beautied and plastering art, is not more ugly to the thing that hides it than is my deed to my most painted work. Heavy burden. I hear him coming, my lord.
be or not to be? That is the question. Whether it is nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or take arms against a sea of suffering, and by opposing, end them. To die. To sleep. No more. And by sleep we mean to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. To die. To sleep. To sleep perchance to dream. Aye, but there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come. When we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that creates calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time? The oppressor's wrong, proud man constantly. The pangs of disprized love, the law's delay, the insolence of office, the spurns the patient merit of the unworthy it takes, when he himself might as quiet as make with bare bodkin. Who would fardels to bear beneath the scrunt and sweat of so weary life, but for that dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveller returns, puzzles the will and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to those we know not of. Thus, conscience doth make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sickly dowed with the pale cast of thought, and enterprise of great pith and moment in this regard, their currents turn awry and lose the name of action. Soft you now, the fair Ophelia. Nymph, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
How does your lord for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well.
But my lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have long longed to relive. I pray you now receive them.
It's not I gave thee all.
My lord, you know right well that you did. And with them such sweet words that gave them perfume. But now that perfume is lost, for gifts oft lose their value when their givers prove unkind. I pray you, please, take them now.
Are you fair?
What, my lord?
Are you honest?
What means this?
That if you be fair and honest, your honesty show no discourse to a beauty.
What could beauty mean but to be honest, my lord?
Aye, true, for beauty hath the power to turn honesty from what it is to something bored, then the power of honesty turned beauty into its own liking. This was sometimes paradox, but time gives it proof. I did love thee once.
You certainly made me believe so.
You should not have believed me, for virtue has so inoculated our old flesh that we may feign to do so. I love thee not.
Then I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I myself am indifferent, honest. Though I have within such accusations that it may be better that my mother had not borne me. I am proud, revengeful, ambitious, with more ill thought at my back than thought to put them in, imagination to shape them, or time to act them in. Why should fellows such as I crawl between earth and heaven? We are but arrant knaves, all. Believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery, go, farewell. Where is your father?
At home, my lord.
Then let the door be locked upon him, so he may be a fool for none, but all is in his own house. Farewell. If thou marries, I'll give thee this curse as a dowry. Be as chaste as ice, as pure as snow. Thou shalt not escape calamity. Get thee to a nunnery and quickly to go. Farewell. Or, if thou needs wilt marry, marry a fool. For wise men know what monsters you make of them. Get thee to a nunnery and quickly go to. Farewell.
Oh God, have mercy on his soul.
I have heard of your cosmetics as well. God gives you one face and you give yourself another. You jig and amble and nicknames God creatures and make wanton your ignorance. I'll have no more of it. It hath made me mad. I say we will have no more marriages. All those married already, all but one shall live. The rest shall keep as they are. Get thee to a nunnery, go quickly.
Oh, what a noble mind is here overthrown. The gentlemen's, the courtiers, the lovers, my tongue sword. The expectancy and rose of the fair state, the glass of mould in the form of fashion, the observed of all observers now fallen down so low. And I, of ladies most deject and wretched, the once adored his sweet seductive words, that sang from a mind so sweetly, that is now jangled and harsh and out of tune. Oh, woe is me, to see what I see, to see what I have seen.
How now, Hamlet?
What's the matter?
Hast thou forgotten me?
For God's sakes, no. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife. And would it were not so, you are my mother, though I wish you were not.
Nay. So I'm bringing others for thee who shall speak.
Come! Sit, and you shall not budge until I have give thee glass that you may see the inmost part of yourself.
What wilt thou do? Thou wilt not murder me. Help! Help!
What ho? Help! Help! Help!
Rat!
Help!
Dead! Dead for a ducat! Dead!
What hast thou done?
I know not as it thing.
What a rash and bloody deed is this?
A bloody deed. Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry his brother.
Kill a king?
Aye, 'twas my word. Aye. You low-life, nosy, busybody fool, goodbye. I took thee for thy better. Now you've got what you deserve. Now you know it's dangerous to be a busy... Let wringing of your hands and let me wring your heart instead, if it is soft enough to do so. If your evil lifestyle have not made it tough against any feeling at all.
What have I done that thou speaks so rudely against me?
A deed that destroys modesty, replaces virtue with hypocrisy, takes the blossom off the face of true love and replaces it with nasty blemish. A deed that makes marriage vows as false as the gamblers of done. A deed that makes religion blabbering. Heaven looks down on the earth and is angry as if to a judgment day and is sick at the thought of what you have done.
No more! You're making me look into my very soul where the marks of sin is so thick and black they'll never be washed away.
Oh, to rest in the sweat of enseamed sheets, stewing in corruption, honeying, love-making on the sky.
These words are like daggers in mine ears, Hamlet, no more!
A murderer and villain. Slave, no word 20th time, your precedent, Lord. A cut purse of empire and rule, who from a precious diadem took from a shelf and put in his pocket.
More!
A king of shreds and patches. Save me. Hover over with thy heavenly wings, oh guardian angel. What would thy gracious figure do?
Alas, Hamlet is mad.
Do not come to your tardy son to try, lest with this grasping in time and passion I lose the step of thy dread command. Oh, say.
Do not forget, this visitation is but to whet thy almost blunted purpose. But look, amazement on thy mother sits. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul, conceiving weakest body's strongest works. Speak to her, Hamlet.
How does it with you, lady?
How is it with thee? Staring onto the empty air, speaking to no one, whereon do you look?
On him. On him. Look how pale he glares, his form and cause conjoined. Preaching to the stones would make them capable. Look not on your son, for with this piteous action, what I won't do will show true colour.
To whom do you speak?
To him! Do you see nothing there?
Nay, nothing!
Do you hear nothing?
Nay, nothing but ourselves!
Why, look you how it steals away. My father inhabit as he lived. Look how he goes now through the portal.
This is but a figment of your imagination. Madness is cunning at creating hallucinations.
Madness? My heart beats as evenly as yours. There's nothing mad in what I've said here.
broken my heart in twain.
For this same Lord I shall repent, for heaven hath pleased it so to punish me with this and this with me, that I be its scourge and minister. I will bestow him and answer well the death I have given. Good night, mother. I be cruel only to be kind, for what's bad is now the worst behind. And one more thing.
What should I do?
Not of this, no. Do not let the bloat king tempt you into his bed again. Pinch to make wanton of your cheek, call you his little mouse, or any effect that you should such impart what has happened here, that I am essentially not in madness, but mad in craft. Was good that you were to impart him with this, for who is a queen but sober, wise, and truthful, but in doing so would break your own neck down?
Be thou assured. If words require life, and breathing requires life, I have no breath to breathe a word of what thou hast told me.
I shall lug his guts into the neighbour room. This minister is now most quiet, secret, and brave, who in life but was a prating knave. Come, sir, to move toward an end with you. Good night, mother. Good night.
Where is your son?
These deep and heaving sighs of yours mean something. What is it? You have to tell me. I need to know.
Hamlet, you will not believe what I have seen this night.
What, Gertrude? How is Hamlet?
As mad as the sea and the wind when both contend, which is mightier. In an insane rage, he hears something from behind the tapestry, and he whips out his sword and cries, a rat, and in his strange state of mind, he kills the unseen good old man.
Where is he now?
He's gone to remove the corpse of the man that he hath killed. His madness allows a shimmering of morality to shine through. Like a vein of gold in a chunk of coal, he weeps for what is done.
Gertrude, we must have him shipped for his own safety to England. With all our majesty and skill, we shall excuse this deed. I pray you go with me. My soul is full of discord and dismay.
Safely stowed.
Hamlet!
My lord,
Hamlet!
Where are you?
Hamlet, where
Who
are
calls
you?
for Hamlet? Oh, here they come.
My lord, what have you done with the dead body?
Compounded it with dust where it is kin.
Please tell us where it is, so we may take it thence and bear it to the chapel.
Do not believe it.
Believe what?
That I may keep your countenance and not mine own. Besides, to be demanded of a sponge.
Take you me for a sponge, my lord?
Aye, that soaks up the king's countenance, his rewards, his authorities.
I understand you not.
Oh, I'm glad, for a foolish speech lives between knaves' ears.
My lord, you must tell us where the body is and go with us to see the king.
The king is with the body, but the body's not with the king. The king's the thing. It's the...
I have sent men to seek him and find the body. How dangerous it is this man goes loose around the castle.
My lord, where the dead body is bestowed, we cannot get from him.
Where is he?
At supper.
At supper where?
Not where he is eating, but where he is being eaten. A certain conference of worms is chowing down on him. Worms are the emperors of all diets, for we feed all animals to feed ourselves, and we feed ourselves to fatten the worms after we die. Our fat king,
alas,
and the skinny beggar are but two dishes at the same meal to the worm. A man may fish with a worm that hath feed of the king, and therefore eat of the fish that hath fed of the worm that hath feed of the king. And that is the...
What dost thou mean by this?
None but to tell you how a king may travel through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
Heaven. Send a messenger hitherto, or if you cannot find him there, you may check the other place yourself. Or if you cannot find him still within the month, you may nose him up the hall to the lobby.
Go seek him there. Go!
There's no rush. He's not going anywhere.
Hamlet, this deed for thine especial safety, both dear and tender in our hearts for what thou hast done, we must ship you off with fiery quickness. The bark is ready, the wind at heel, thy attendants waiting. To England you must go.
To England?
Aye, Hamlet.
Good.
It would be, if thou knewest our purposes.
I know a spirit that can read your soul. But to England, goodbye, mother.
My loving father, Hamlet.
Oh, no. For my mother, man and wife are but one flesh, and husband and wife are said so. Then king and queen are but one flesh. Therefore, you are my father and mother. Come you, sir, to England.
Follow him at foot. Make sure he gets on that ship as soon as possible. I want him out of here tonight. Go! And you, king over England, if thou havest any love for me, then you will not ignore my instructions to you to kill Hamlet upon arriving upon your shores. And you should not ignore them, for you will remember the damage that Denmark has done to your shores in the past.
Hamlet, is raging like a fever in my brain, and you must cure me. I will never be happy until he is dead.
I will not speak with her.
She is insistent, indeed distract. Her mood must needs be pitied.
What does she want?
She speaks much of her father.
Let her come in.
Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
What art thou doing, Ophelia?
How should I, your true love, know from another one? By his cockle hat and staff, or by his sandal shoe?
My sweet lady,
no, please, just listen. He is dead and gone, my lady. He is dead and gone. At his feet a grass-green turf, and at his head a stone. Oh ho!
Nay, but
please, just listen. White his shroud as the mountain snow, larded all with sweet flowers. The wet to the ground did not go with true love showers.
My lord, I pray thee.
My pretty lady, how do you?
Quite well. May God give you what you deserve. They say the baker's daughter was turned into an owl for refusing Jesus' bread. My lord, we know what we are now, but we know not what we may become. May God have a seat at your table.
Seat upon her father.
Oh, let's not talk about that now. Instead, when they ask you what it means, say, tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day, all in the morning betime, and I am made at your window to be your Valentine. And up he rose and donned his clothes and duped the chamber door. Let in a maid that out a maid never departed more.
Pretty Ophelia.
Please! I'll end it soon, I promise. By Gis and by St. Charity, alack and fie for shame. Men will come to it when they do it. By cock they are to blame. Quoth she, before you tumbled me, you promised me to wed. He answers, so would I had done by yonder sun, hadst thou not come to my bed.
How long has she been like this?
I hope all will be well. But I cannot choose but weep when I think of them laying him in the cold ground. My brother shall hear of this. Good night, ladies. Good night, sweet ladies. Come, my coach, come. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Poor Ophelia. Sweet Gertrude, see what the death of her father has done to her. She's been thrown into madness. How now? What news?
Save yourself, my lord. The young Laertes has returned and leads a rebellion against you. The crowd calls,
Laertes to be king! Laertes to be king! Laertes to be king!
How cheerful they sound when they chase the wrong prey. This is counter, you false Danish dogs!
Where is this so-called king?
Well, his doors have been smashed open.
Thou vile king, give me my father.
Calmly, good Laertes.
Where is my father?
Dead.
But not by him.
How did he enter there? I'll not be juggled with. To hell allegiance, vows to the blackest devil, conscience and grace to the profoundest pit. I dare damnation. I don't care what happens to me in this world or the next. Let come what comes. Only I'll be most thoroughly revenged for my father.
What's stopping you?
Only my free will. Nothing else. What little means I have, I'll use against you.
Let her come in!
What's that noise?
They bore him barefaced on the bier. Hey, nonny, nonny, hey, hey, hey. And down his face rained many a tear. Come, sweet dove, look at my flowers. There's rosemary, that's for remembrance. Please remember, love. And there are pansies, they're for thoughts.
Case study in madness. To connect memory and thought.
And here's fennel and columbines for you. They symbolise adultery. And here's rue for you. That symbolises repentance. But you should wear it for a different reason. We can call it the merciful Sunday flower. And here's a daisy for unhappy love. I would have given Hamlet some violets, but they all dried up when my father died. They say he looked good when he died. Oh, good sweet Robin, all is my joy.
Sadness and torment. Suffering, hell itself, she makes them almost pretty.
And will he come again? And will he come again? No. No. No, he's gone. He won't come again. His beard was white as snow, and his hair was all white too. And we moan as we're cast away. He's gone. He's gone. May God have mercy on his soul, and on the souls of all good Christians. Goodbye. And God bless you.
Do you see this? Oh God!
Laertes, I must commune with your grief, or you deny me right. Go but away. Go! Make choice of your wisest friends that you will, and let them judge twixt you and me. If they find me implicated in your father's murder, either directly or by collateral damage, then I'll give up my crown, my kingdom, my life, and everything I call to my own to you as restitution. But if they find me innocent, then allow me to satisfy to you the fullest extent of your revenge.
All right then. The way he died. His secret funeral? No funeral rites or formal ceremony. No noble rites or military display. Shout out from heaven and earth that I must call the way he died into question.
So you shall. Where the offence lies, let the great axe fall. I pray you go with me. Now you have seen that the man who killed your father was trying to kill me. You must believe me in your heart for friend.
It well appears. But tell me why you proceeded not against these feats so criminal and so capital in nature, when your own safety and everything else would seem to call for it.
2 special reasons, to which you might seem unsinewed, but to me they are strong. Firstly, the Queen, his mother, is devoted to him, and she is as much a part of my life that I cannot live without her. No more than a planet can leave its orbit. Secondly, to a public camp that I cannot go, is the great love and affection the general gender bear him. In all this, they overlook all his faults and turn them into virtues, for whatever I said against him would end up hurting me and not him.
So I've lost my noble father. Had my sister driven insane my sister who once was, if I can still praise her for what she once was and not what she is now, on mount of all the age for her perfections. But my revenge will come.
Break not your sweats for that. You must not think me so weak and dull that I can let myself be shook with danger and think it pastime. You shall shortly hear more. I loved your father, and I love myself. And how now? What news?
Letters, sir, from Hamlet.
From Hamlet? Who sent them?
Sailors, sir.
Come, Laertes, you shall hear this. Leave us. High and mighty, you shall know I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow I'll beg permission to look into your kingly eyes, at which point I'll tell you the story after first apologising of how I came back to Denmark so strangely and suddenly, Hamlet. What does this mean?
I'm lost in it, my lord. But let him come. It warms the very sickness in my heart that I shall live and tell him to his teeth. You did this.
If that be so, and how should it else be so? How else? Will you be ruled by me?
Aye, my lord. As long as you won't lead me toward peace, I only ask to be in on your plans, the agent of his death.
It falls right. Since you left, people have been talking about a certain quality of yours in which they say you shine. None of your qualities aroused so much envy as to Hamlet as this particular one did. Although, I must admit, to myself, it is far from your greatest attribute.
What part is that, my lord?
They gave you such high marks in combat with the sword that they said there were naught that could match you. French fencers, they said, could not match you since they did not have the right moves or skills. Now, out of this.
What out of this, my lord?
Laertes, did you love your father? Or is your grief a mere illusion, a painting of sorrow?
How could you ask?
Not that I don't think you loved your father, but I've seen it happen that, as time goes on, the flame of love dies out. We must do what we intend to do when we intend to do it, since our intentions are subject to as much weakenings and delays as there are words in the dictionary and accidents in life. Now, my point is, Hamlet's coming back. What will you do? Indeed, more than just in words, to show yourself your father's son.
I'll cut Hamlet's throat in church.
We'll put on those that shall praise your excellence, and set a double wager on the fame the Frenchman gave you. We shall also set a wager on both your heads in this sword fight match that we shall have you both play. And Hamlet, being so careless, high-minded and unsuspecting, will not expect the swords beforehand, so you can choose one with a sharpened point, and in one thrust, avenge the death of your father.
I'll do it. And for that purpose, I'll anoint my sword. From some quack doctor I've bought an oil so poisonous that if he's even grazed by it, he's likely to die.
This project should have some back or second if it were to fail, if our drift were to look through our bad consciences. So better not assaid. Soft, let me think. We will put a wager on both of your cunnings. I have it. When you two are both hot and dry from the fighting, Hamlet will call for drink, and I shall have a chalice prepared for him if by chance he escapes your poisoned sword. The drink will kill them.
Who's that coming? Laertes, what's that noise?
The waves just keep on coming. So fast they follow. My sister's drowned, Laertes.
Where?
There's a willow that leans aslant over the brook. Its long, dangling leaves go onto the glassy water. Ophelia with fantastic garlands of weeds made of cornflowers, nettles, long purples that vulgar shepherds have a more obscene name for, but our pure maids call dead man's fingers. Clambering into the tree to hang her weed of wreaths on the dangling branches, she fell into the gurgling brook. She and her flowers fell into the weeping brook, and her clothes spread wide. They buoyed her up for a while and she sang little bits of hymns. Long it could not be till her clothes heavy with the water. Sat the wretched soul to her muddy death.
So she is drowned.
Drowned. Drowned.
You had too much water already, poor Ophelia. And so I won't shed any more watery tears for you. But crying is what humans do. We do what's in our nature, even if we're ashamed of it. After I'm crying, I'll be through acting like a woman. Goodbye, my lord. I have some fiery words I could speak now, but my foolish tears are driving them out.
I have worked to satisfy the rage of that man, and now this threatens to throw him into it again. We must go. We must follow him. We must try our best to soothe him. Come. Come.
Is she to be buried in Christian burial when she willfully seeks her own salvation?
I tell thee, she is, so dig her grave straight. The crowner hath sat on it, and he finds it to be Christian
But
burial.
how can that be unless she drowned herself in her own defence?
'Tis found so.
It must be Southampton. It cannot be else. But here lies my point. If I drown myself wittingly, it argues an act. And an act have 3 branches. It is to act, to do, to perform. Our gal, she drowned herself wittingly.
Maybe here
And give me leave. Thank you. Here lies the water. Good. Here stands the man. Good. If the man go to this water and drown himself, it is willy-nilly he goes. Mark you that. But if the water go to this man and drown him, he drowns not himself. Our gal, he that is not guilty of his own death, shortens not his own life.
Is this law?
Aye, marries it, sir. Crowner's quest law.
Look, if you'll have the truth on it, if this were not a gentlewoman, she would not be being buried in Christian burial.
Why, there thou sayest. Say, what is he that builds stronger than either the stonemason, the shipwright, or the carpenter?
The gallows builder, for he built a structure that outlives 1,000 tenants.
Hold up, I went well in good faith. The gallows does well. But how does it well? I mean, it does well to those that do ill. Now, thou dost ill to say the gallows is built stronger than the church. Oh, gal, the gallows may do well to thee. Do it again, come.
Who is he who builds stronger than the shipwright, the mason, or the carpenter?
Aye, marry, tell me that and unyoke.
I've got it.
To it!
Oh, I've forgotten.
Cudgel thy brains no more about it, for your dull ass will not mend his pace with beating. And when you're asked this question next, say, a grave maker. Oh. Yeah. The houses he makes will last till Judgment Day. Now, go. Get thee in, fetch me a stupid liquor. That's good chap.
Oh, when I was in love with you, then I was clean and brave, and miles around the wonder grew. How well did I behave? Rum, bum, 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 bum,
This man
bum.
no feeling of his business. He sings at grave making.
Custom hath made him a property of easiness.
That's even so. The hand of living won't have plenty sense. That skull there, he now jousts the ground, like Cain's jawbone that done the first murder, could be the paper of a politician. Had lips and tongue that could sing once, that this knave now overreaches, could it not?
It might, my lord.
I'll speak to him. Sirrah!
Ah.
Whose grave is this?
Mine, sir.
Oh. What man's to be buried in it?
No man, sir.
What woman then?
No woman, neither.
Who is to be buried in?
One that was a woman, sir, but, bless her soul, is dead now.
Rum, bum, 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 bum.
How absolute the knave is. We must speak to the card, else equivocation undo us.
There's a skull that flamed the earth some 23 years.
Whose is it?
A crazy bastard. Who do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
Pestilence on him for a mad rogue. He poured a flagon of radish on my head once. This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
This?
Even that.
Let me see it.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. Here hung the lips I have kissed, I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were to set a table aroar. Not once mock your own grinning now, quite chop-fallen. Get you to my lady's chamber and tell her, let her paint an inch thick. To this end she must come. Make her laugh at that. Prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
Yes, my lord?
Dost thou think Alexander looked at this in the earth?
Even so, my good lord.
And smelt so?
Oh, come on! Yeah, even so.
Oh, no. To what base uses we must return? Dost thou think it impossible to trace the dust of Alexander to stooping a bunghole? The king, the queen, the courtiers, gunfighter. Who is this they follow with such maimed right? This not that token they took it its own life. Mark while we watch. What other rights are you going to give her? That is Laertes' very noble youth, Mark. Lay her in the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring. I tell thee, churlish priest, a ministering angel shall my sister be when thou liest howling. The fair Ophelia.
Sweet flowers for a sweet girl. Farewell. Thought thou would have been my Hamlet's wife. Thought I'd be throwing flowers on your wedding day, not on thy grave.
Treble woe, full 10 times treble, on that cursed head, whose most ingenious sense deprived thee of. Hold off the earth a while. For I have caught a ransom in my arms. Now pile your dust upon the quick and dead. Till of this flatter mountain you have built to overtop old Pelion, or the skyish head of blue Olympus.
Who is he whose grief, whose phrase of sorrow makes wonder wounded hearers of the stars? Here, 'tis I! Hamlet the Dane, the devil take thy soul! Remove thy hands from my neck, thou prick! Ah!
Gentlemen, please!
Pull him apart! I will fight with him upon this theme until my eyelids no longer flat.
What scene, my son?
I did love Ophelia. 40,000 brothers could not make up my sum. She is dead for your votes! What would thou do for her? Would weep, would cry, would rant, would crack, would drink easily, crocodile. Sounds all good. To be buried with her, trail and track of acres being buried on you. Then let us be buried under mountains. Lay down, I'll rent as well as thou.
In madness.
Hey, you sir, why do you use me thus? I love the end. It is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. Cat may mew, and the dog have his day.
Good Horatio, go with her, man. Think upon our last night's speech. We will presently push it for... Sweet Gertrude, set watch over your son. This grave shall have a living monument. I swear to you, your revenge will come shortly. All will be well. And Ophelia will be remembered.
Tis dangerous when the base in nature comes and stands the couple, that of the great opposites.
Oh, the king is this?
Is it not, right, stand upon me now, is it not that this king should now be quitted by this arm after he hath whored my mother, killed my king, come between the oppression and the election of my hopes, and with such cousins to do it all with, that he should not be quit, to rid of all further evil with it? But I am sorry, Horatio, that to Laertes I forgot myself, for by the image of my pain I could see the portraiture of his. But his passion did put me into such a towering grief.
Who comes here?
Your lordship is welcome back to Denmark.
I thank thee humbly. Dost thou know this water?
I do not, my good lord.
If your lordship were at leisure, I should impart a thing to you from his majesty.
I shall humbly receive it. Come, put thy message to the head, 'tis for its proper use.
You are not ignorant of what Excellence Laertes is.
I must confess that I do not compare myself to his excellence, for to know a man is but to know himself.
I mean, my lord, for his weapon. His reputation in fencing is unrivalled.
What's his weapon?
The rapier, the longsword, and the broadsword.
Well, that's 3 of his weapons, but, well...
My lord, the king, sir, hath laid that in a dozen passes between yourself and him, he shall not exceed you 3 hits. He hath laid on 12 for 9, and it should come to immediate trial if your lordship should vouchsafe the answer.
And what if I should answer? No.
I mean, my lord, the opposition of your person in trial.
I will walk in the hall. 'Tis the breathing time of day with me. The gentleman willing let the foils be brought. The king to his purpose. I shall win for the king if I can. If not, I shall only suffer some shame in the old blow.
Shall I redeliver you even so?
Redeliver it hence, that you may flourish your nature well.
I commend my duty to your lordship.
Yours. Yours? She does well to commend herself, no one else would.
Crazy bird's only half hatched.
She did praise her mother's nipple before she sucked. She's just so many other people in these times picking up such small phrases and trendy opinions. But if you blow but any breath on these little bubbles, they'll pop. There's no substance there.
My lord Hamlet, mess you've made. The king, Osric has told the king about your intention to take part in the contest later this evening. The king wishes to know if you would like to take part now or wait a little while longer.
If the king be fit, then so be I. For I am ready to participate. Though if he not be, then I shall play whenever, if I am able.
The king and queen and all are coming down presently.
Right on time.
And the queen has suggested you may wish to use some gentle entertainment on Laertes before you fall to play.
She well instructs me still.